Hey guys. Okay, so I've decided that for today, I'm gonna film this video in chunks. Well, that sounds disgusting. But basically, I want you guys to not have to sit there and feel like you're watching the entire thing unless you want to. So I'm gonna break it up and do foundation, and then I'll do eyes, and then I'll do cheeks and lips. Also, because I kind of have some fun stuff I want to show too. So I'm gonna break this up into probably around 4 videos. I'm gonna take my Real Techniques sponge, which is, you know, basically a beauty blender, and the new Fenty foundation in 150. And I do not have this sponge wet at all, which means it's gonna be a little bit more coverage. But I like it. I like more coverage. I mean, that's me. Again, I think I've said this like 55 times to you guys already. You don't have to be like me. You don't have to wear a ton of foundation, but I just like to. So I just really dab a lot, and I start underneath my eyes because I really haven't been wearing concealer lately. I just haven't felt the need to. I really like the Urban Decay, the Naked Concealer. I really like it, but the color that I have is just a tad too peach, a tad too dark. So because of that, I just haven't been wearing it, and this foundation has such good coverage. So I just don't feel like I don't feel like wearing it. So wherever you tend to have, it's best to kind of start in the middle of the face and blend out. That way the lightest coverage of foundation is at the end. I've worked for companies before where they say the opposite, and I never really understood that. I don't know why you would want the majority of the foundation that you have on your face to be at the edge. To me, that's going to look the most unnatural as well. I kind of pull my nose to the side to get in all the nooks and crannies, all the nooks and crannies. I mean, does anybody else make stupid songs up? Jeez. So for this foundation, like I've said in my other videos before, yes, it oxidizes. So that's why I go a little bit lighter. And then I also bring it all the way down on my neck. And as the day goes on, it just gradually gets a little bit darker, which is totally fine for me. I don't feel the need. There was a day that, the very first day that I wore this, where I was like, whoa, that is so light. So then I went a little cuckoo with bronzer. And then several hours later, I really looked Puerto Rican, like I am. I'm half Puerto Rican. I say I'm sorta Rican. My dad's Scot-Irish, so, you know, I didn't get my mother's beautiful brown skin. And then whatever's left over, just because for me personally, I don't want to see this, well, you should never see a line of demarcation, or else we're going back to the 80s with the orange foundation, orange face, white neck. So I just kind of blend this and bring it down. The skincare that I have underneath, I'm gonna make a whole new series of skincare videos, because I did a live video on my Facebook about skincare, and it went entirely too long. I mean, it was great. Everybody, you know, had a ton of questions, and all their questions I think got answered, but who wants to sit around and watch a ridiculously long video? I mean, maybe some people do, and I appreciate those of you that do that. I really do. But most people don't want to do that, so I'll eventually do a skincare video. I don't mind putting a little foundation on my neck. in my chest. I mean, I have a lot of sun damage that I'm, you know, constantly in the process of working on, so I don't mind kind of dulling that out a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so anyways, foundation all over. Looks a little crazy on the lips. And then this universal, what? Why do I always have a cat hair on me? I mean, the cats aren't even here in the studio. Whatever. Anybody out there with pets understands my plight. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the Fenty Beauty Invisimatte, I almost called it Invisiblot, Invisimatte powder. And I just like to strategically place my powder in the areas where I tend to get a little shiny. I don't want to hate on the baking thing, because I don't like hating on anything when it comes to makeup. I have friends that are the total opposite, and they love hating on all the trends. I mean, I love hating on a couple of the trends, I'm not gonna lie, but the thing is, if it works for some people and this is how they like to do their makeup, you want to take the time and you want to do all the baking stuff and you want to do it, just go ahead and do that, then go for it. I just have zero desire to spend that kind of time. On top of it, I really don't feel like a lot of that stuff looks so great. I mean, it looks amazing if all you're gonna do is shoot pictures and your job is some social media influencer, I don't know, another word, hound, whatever. Your thing is, I post pictures on Instagram and I promote my YouTube channel and blah, blah, blah. If that's your job, then by all means, spend a couple of hours doing the baking and doing all of that. The normal person, no. And honestly, as soon as that person steps outside, I can guarantee you, if you're up close to that person, their skin and their face looks boo-boo. And I can guarantee you that for me personally, when I do these videos and everything, if somebody were to see me right after, they would say nothing but great things about my skin, I think. I'm pretty sure. This brow is just so good today. This one, fighting with. Okay, so foundation routine. It's very simple. I'm wearing one foundation. That's it. That's my concealer too. That's my eyeshadow base too. Teeny bit of powder in the strategic areas. This whole, the middle of doom here, where I tend to get a little shiny. And that's really it. And then, you know, please watch my other videos where I talk about you really want to keep your makeup on for a long time, then just don't touch your face. So stay tuned for the next part of this video where I'm gonna do my eyes with the new, I'm so excited, with the new Natasha Denona Lila palette, because it's flippin' beautiful. I love it. So stay tuned for that. Thanks.